The moment you clicked on this video, something unusual began moving into your life. Not because of luck, not because of coincidence, but because someone you've never imagined is slowly being guided toward your path. And the most unbelievable part? The person you're about to hear about isn't just successful, they're famous. Their name is known by millions, yet a quiet force has already started weaving your story with theirs. Before you dismiss this as impossible, ask yourself one question. Why did this exact message appear in front of you today? Out of countless videos, why this one? Sometimes destiny whispers long before it shouts, and today's whisper carries a secret that almost nobody is prepared to hear. Don't skip. Because one tiny detail later in this message may explain why your life has felt strangely different lately, and why silence is about to become your greatest strength. Over the last few weeks, have you noticed strange little moments that seem too perfectly timed? A familiar song playing exactly when you were thinking about your future. A repeated number appearing everywhere you looked. A dream that felt more real than your waking life. Most people ignore these moments, but they are often the first signs that your story is changing direction. Somewhere, someone whose face appears on screens, magazines, or social media is living an ordinary day without realizing that destiny is quietly preparing an extraordinary connection. No, this isn't about chasing fame. It's about two lives moving through completely different worlds until the exact second they finally cross. But here's the part almost everyone gets wrong. The connection doesn't begin when you meet them, it begins long before either of you even notice each other. Right now, unseen opportunities are shifting behind closed doors. Conversations are happening that you know nothing about. Invitations, travels, unexpected encounters, and impossible coincidences are lining up like pieces of a puzzle. That's why you may feel an unexplained excitement mixed with confusion. Your heart senses movement before your eyes can see it. Yet there is one mistake capable of delaying everything. The urge to tell everyone your dreams before they become reality. Not every hope grows stronger when it's spoken aloud. Some dreams bloom only in silence. The quieter you remain, the stronger your next chapter becomes. And in just a moment, you'll discover why someone around you unknowingly holds the first clue that this incredible meeting is getting closer than you think. Think carefully about the people entering and leaving your life lately. Have new faces appeared unexpectedly? Has an old friend suddenly reached out after months or even years of silence? Maybe you've been invited somewhere you almost said no to. These moments may seem random today, but one day you'll look back and realize they were the beginning of everything. Destiny rarely arrives with loud announcements. It hides inside ordinary days until suddenly nothing is ordinary anymore. Imagine meeting someone without recognizing them at first. A simple conversation. A shared smile. A brief moment that feels strangely familiar. Only later do you realize that millions of people already know their name. Yet the connection wasn't built on popularity, it was built on something much deeper. That's why this message carries an unusual warning. Keep quiet. Protect your hopes from unnecessary opinions. The loudest voices often come from people who cannot see what is quietly being prepared for you. The more peaceful your spirit remains, the clearer your direction becomes. Stay till the end. Because the biggest surprise isn't who this famous person might be. The biggest surprise is the unexpected event that will happen just before your paths finally cross, and almost nobody sees that moment coming until it's already changing their life forever. The strange part is, destiny almost never arrives looking the way people expect. Just before an extraordinary connection enters your life, everything around you can seem confusing. Plans suddenly change. A trip gets delayed. A message arrives at the perfect moment. Someone unexpectedly mentions a place you've never considered visiting. These aren't random interruptions. They can become the invisible bridge leading you toward a life-changing encounter. Imagine looking back months from now and realizing that the smallest decision you almost ignored became the exact reason your path crossed with someone the entire world already recognized. That is why this message keeps repeating one quiet instruction: don't rush, and don't announce every dream before it has the chance to breathe. Some of the greatest chapters are written in silence before they are celebrated out loud. Something huge is waiting for you. But before that moment arrives, there is a sign that only a few people ever notice. It often comes through an unexpected compliment from a stranger, an invitation you weren't planning to accept, or a feeling that tells you to choose a different direction than usual. Ignore that feeling, and the opportunity may quietly pass by. Trust it, and the impossible begins to feel strangely close. And what happens immediately after that sign is even more unbelievable. If this message is giving you hope, take a second to like this video and subscribe, because every journey becomes more meaningful when you're surrounded by people who believe extraordinary moments are possible. And if you feel that something in these words connects deeply with your heart, share your thoughts in the comments. Sometimes the first step toward an unforgettable future is simply believing that it can happen. But don't look away now, because the next revelation changes everything you thought you knew. Picture this. You're living an ordinary day. Nothing feels different. Then, without warning, one conversation lasts a little longer than expected. One introduction leads to another. Someone remembers your name. A door opens that wasn't even visible the day before. At first, it feels too ordinary to matter. Yet this is exactly how remarkable stories begin, not with fireworks, but with quiet moments that only become extraordinary in hindsight. The famous person connected to your future isn't searching for perfection. They're searching for authenticity, and that's the quality destiny has been shaping inside you all along. While everyone else is trying to impress the world, your greatest strength will be remaining genuine. That's why silence matters so much. The more you protect your peace, the stronger your confidence becomes. There may even be people who laugh at your dreams or tell you they're unrealistic. Let them. They can only judge what they can see, while destiny is still working behind the scenes. The most powerful transformations happen before anyone else notices them. Soon, you'll begin seeing unexpected patterns that seem impossible to explain. A familiar place appearing again and again. A name showing up in surprising ways. A chance opportunity that feels too perfectly timed to ignore. Most people would dismiss these moments as coincidence, but sometimes coincidence is simply destiny wearing a disguise. And the final clue is so unexpected that once it appears, you'll never see your future the same way again. Here's the secret almost nobody talks about. Before two remarkable stories meet, both lives begin changing at the same time, even if the people involved have never met. While you're watching this message, someone else may also be experiencing unexpected changes, wondering why life suddenly feels different. Neither of you can see the full picture yet, but every small step is moving both stories closer together. That's why patience is so powerful. What feels like waiting today may actually be preparation. Every lesson you've learned, every challenge you've overcome, every disappointment you've survived has been shaping the version of you that's ready for an unforgettable chapter. And when the right moment finally arrives, you'll realize nothing was wasted. Every delay had a purpose. Every closed door redirected you toward the right one. So protect your hope. Protect your peace. Keep your dreams close until they become reality. Because the most unforgettable surprises rarely announce themselves in advance, they appear when everything seems ordinary, then change everything in a single moment. As this chapter comes to an end, remember this one thought: the story hasn't reached its biggest reveal.